The battle between hip hop and billboards. Hip hop has always been a genre that inspires passion and debate, with fans very loyal to their favorite artists, so it was no surprise that when billboards released their list of the greatest rappers of all time, there was plenty of controversy and disagreements. In this video, we'll be talking about the top 5 greatest rappers according to billboards, with Eminem at number 5, Tupac at 4, Nas at 3, Kendrick Lamar at 2, and JayZ, aka Hov, at the number 1 spot. While some fans agree with this list of the Billboard's top 5 rappers, others were quick to voice their opinions and various reasons for disagreement, such as cultural impact, lyricism, and overall influence on the genre. Billboards gave JayZ the crown. JayZ is a rapper whose impact on the hip-hop genre is undeniable, with 14 number 1 albums on the Billboard 200 charts and countless classic songs to his name. He's rightfully earned his place in this top 5 company. From his early days in the Marcy Brooklyn projects, he was able to channel the struggles and the hardships of his community into his music, despite being labeled too old by record labels when him and Dame Dash were on a quest to get him signed. He created a sound that was raw and honest and deeply resonated with the streets of New York. From his breakout album, Reasonable Doubt, released in 1996, it was a pilot of his career, released through his own record label, Rockefeller Records, co-founded with him and Dame Dash. This first album went platinum with features from New York artists such as The Notorious Big and Mary J. Blige. Today, we're not here to do a deep dive, so I'll keep it brief when it comes to Hov, because the music industry isn't the only industry that he's dominating. With Kendrick at number 2, many people were upset that Kendrick Lamar was ranked over not only Nas, but Tupac and Biggie. Personally, fans feel that Kendrick Lamar's relatively short career and also limited discography doesn't warrant such a high ranking on this list of this nature compared to Tupac, Nas, Biggie, and JayZ, artists who have started rapping over 20 years ago. Also, Kendrick is still in his prime and creating music, so you can't necessarily grade him on longevity impact because Tupac died and people still listen to him daily. Biggie died and people still listen to him daily. Nas just released his King's Disease 3 album, and despite his recent album, most people still prefer his older music because of nostalgia. Tupac, Biggie, Nas, and JayZ all have music with high replay value dating over 20 years ago, whether it's Tupac's All Eyes on Me, Biggie's Ready to Die, Nas's Illmatic, or JayZ's The Reasonable Doubt. We still don't know Kendrick's replay value because he's in his prime and releasing music. Obviously, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, but Kendrick over Drake is crazy. If we want to be real, depending on who you may ask, of course, Mr. Morales and the Big Steppers wasn't touching Certified Lover Boy, whether it was the streams, lyricism, or cultural impact, and CLB outsold more than double of what Mr. Morales and the Big Steppers sold in their first week. New York City will forever be the home of hip-hop, and as far as JayZ and Biggie, NYC is also home to Nas, the Illmatic General. Nas was only 20 when he released Illmatic in the early 90s, but from having a wealth of life experiences to talk about after growing up in the notorious Queensbridge housing projects, it came easy to him. Nas gained a lot of respect through his poetic rhymes. He tackled social issues, political topics, as well as personal struggles, all while maintaining a distinct and uncompromising artistic vision. While some fans argue that Nas deserves a higher spot on the Billboard Greatest Rappers of All Time list, there's no denying that the impact he has had on the hip-hop genre over these past 3 years. His legacy as one of the greatest storytellers in hip-hop is most definitely secured, and his influence can be heard in the work of countless rappers who have came after him. At the number 4, Tupac Shakur. They got money for wars, but can't feed the poor. Tupac was a revolutionist who, although toted a gangster persona, he was an individual very much for the people. He appeared in a couple films, Poetic Justice and Above the Rim, and simply obtained a massive success in his short-lived life and career. He spoke about real-life issues at a time where very little black people were influencers and in the spotlight, and people were afraid to use their platform to speak out against racism and police brutality. The music impact of Tupac was more about the realness about what he spoke and how he always spoke up for equality in the criminal justice system. Now, at number 5, Eminem. Some may say one of the greatest lyricists in hip-hop, and also gets a lot of flack for being a white rapper in a black-dominated hip-hop culture. Hailing from Detroit, Michigan, his unique style, marked by his rapid-fire delivery and intricate rhymes and irreverent sense of humor, set him apart from a lot of rappers during his time. Eminem was criticized often throughout his career, as people believed his lyrics were violent and misogynistic, and he was accused of harmful stereotypes about women and minorities. Despite the controversy, Eminem has had a very successful career. He's won 15 Grammys, sold millions of records, and has become one of the best-selling music artists of all time. And if you don't believe he deserves top 5, I understand that. But he most definitely makes a top 10 list for sure.